Well, I think from a broader perspective, I'm interested in projects that sort of push the envelope a little bit, that take some chances, and that can manifest itself in a number of ways. I'll say I'm a modernist and a minimalist. I like clean, simple, straightforward. So any project that where we have the opportunity to sort of reduce the architecture to its real essence are the projects that I appreciate. I guess what I'll say at this point in my design career, I'm interested in really working on residential projects. I think those interest me most, whether it be a townhouse development in an urban context or a sort of modernist lake house jutting off the side of a cliff with panoramic views of the water. I like the scale of residential projects and the opportunities with fixtures and materials and views that those projects afford.
Yeah, and you talked about maybe potential future projects, and I think there's some that I have working in my mind and even down on paper that I think have great potential. And with that said, I do want to talk about the one project that's been special to me, and that's the church that I go to in Legacy, and which has been recently completed. They're still finalizing a few details on it, but I think the capstone of what we've done to this point, it is up there at the top simply because it's so expressive. It's on an incredible site that had so much potential, and we were fortunate enough to have a congregation that saw that and leadership that saw that allowed us to work with that site and create a building that looks like it belongs. We used materials that were very common, ordinary materials, but we put them together in extraordinary ways. We looked for opportunities for views. We looked for opportunities to receive the sun, to shade ourselves from the sun, and to look at sunsets, to view sunrises. I think everywhere you look on that project, everywhere you turn, there's something else that you can discover in that project. But ultimately, I don't want that to be the highlight of the work that we've done. I want that to be the stepping stone to the next project, that we can build upon our experience with the church and use that experience and use the knowledge that we gain from that to do something even more incredible. But that's been a special project, and also because of the feedback that we've received from it, as far as the way people feel about the space, even people that have never even been in it that just drive by. I've actually been pretty humbled to hear how people respond to it, and I think that the response has been far more than I think I would have ever imagined. And maybe it's because it is, I believe, very unique to this area.
It's the building is transparent on so many levels. Mm-hmm. It's physically transparent. You can drive by and look into the building. Walking in the building is very raw. The materials are exposed, the structure is exposed. I kind of liken it to my ideal spiritual body, to someone who's very available and open and clear about what they believe. And I think you made an important point, which is that as a professional, you never arrive. There's no finite ending to your education. Mm-hmm. So this project is part of your education, and each subsequent project is imbued or has embodied in it all of the lessons you learned from the projects that came before. Mm-hmm. So I think, yes, hopefully it will only get better. But I think that I agree that's a great example of the work. And it wasn't easy. It took several years, 60 large sheets of information, meeting with
committees.
Lots of value engineering, meeting budget challenges and constraints, and a long construction process. But I think the end result is something to be proud of.